Okay, this is it. Ivory King, easily the hardest fight in the game. First, spells. We've got 3 Dark Orbs, Sacred Oath, and Sunlight Blade. Dark Orb is our secret weapon for the Charred Knights. If you want to hear why Dark Orb is the best strat here, I talked about that in the previous split when we were respeccing before Dark Lurker. But I'll reiterate now, if you really want to use melee instead, try the Falchion. Please don't hamstring yourself by using the old Knight Hammer or Red Iron Twinblade. They are way too heavy and slow. So anyway, we've got Dark Orb, but even with Dark Orb, this fight is still hard. It will test your patience, it will push your situational awareness to the limit. It is tough. So a few tips for this fight. 1. Kite, kite, kite. Don't get cornered, manage your stamina carefully, green bar saves lives, and above all else, no greed. If you're ever wondering whether or not you can squeeze an attack in, no. If there's ever any question at all, the answer is no. Just get out to safety. 2. Learn to tell the Pyro spells by their hand position. Hand over head, Fire Snake. Hand at shoulder, Fireball. Hand across chest, Melee spell. 3. Try to keep all enemies in view as much as possible. Don't get blindsided. They can close the gap when you're not looking shockingly fast. 4. You can sprint away from the melee knights. Similar to Throne Watcher, you can outdistance their charging attacks by just running in the opposite direction, and that should give you some peace of mind when you lose sight of them while running away from a bad spot. Alright, moving on. Even if we get past the knights, Ivory King himself is also scary. He has some very quick attacks, he's got a quick stab attack, he's got a quick jump back attack, and he's got a deadly insta-charge that he can do if you get too far away. He's also really hard to practice against, because you have to fight through the knights every time. So if you're serious about getting this run done, I would strongly recommend getting some sort of practice tool for him. For example, get a randomizer and put Ivory King somewhere you can more easily practice him, like Sin's Arena. Alright, let's get our rings in order, and let's get to it. We've got Bluestone, Chloranthe, Dark Clutch, and Stone Ring. Stone Ring is very important for staggering the knights. Also going to remove all extra weight so we have better stamina regen. Okay. Knockers in the offhand, just in case. Some of you don't want to trust and lock on. Let's go. Now we're not going to be able to insta-kill one of the knights. The one thing Dark Orb is not good at in this fight is burst damage. But that's fine actually, because we don't want to kill the first knight immediately. When you kill one of the knights in the first wave, it causes the next wave to spawn immediately. So it's actually preferable to get some damage on them, but not finish them off just yet. Of course, the second wave will spawn eventually regardless, so you don't just want to wander around doing nothing. But we're going to try and get some damage on them before we finish them off. Buy some time for our allies to deal some damage too. Weaken them all a little bit if we can. And then we'll kill him. Okay, so we should be getting the next wave before too much longer. So now we can be going for the kill if we like. If we get the chance. Which we might, or might not. Yeah, next wave spawning. Don't get blindsided. In a way, this fight actually gets easier once you no longer have any allies, because then at least you can keep all the enemies in view. Alright, don't get cornered. You don't want to get stuck in these corners in either end of the arena. It can be very difficult to get out. It can be very tempting to try and use those corners to lure an enemy. You can usually get a hit off that way. By just luring them deep into those corners. But then getting back out can be really dangerous, so you want to avoid that when you can. Sometimes they will still kind of force you back, and there's not much you can do about it. But if you can, get out of those corners. Make sure you have an escape route. Got a feeling that guy was going to come for me. Okay. Now we gotta get out. Let's do the fireball. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Nope, 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 I don't want that. Too many enemies coming after me. Alright, this is fine. Alright. Ideally, you always want to outdistance the fire snake. Just run away. But if you're too close to outrun it, you have to dodge it. Do not dodge to the side. Do not dodge away. You have to roll through to where it's been. Alright, they're kind of pushing in the corner. This is bad. Or just get behind the Pyromancer if you can. That's even better. Roll to the side, it will track you. And you will die. Alright, closing the second portal, good. Got some decent damage on these guys. Another one spawned from the portal before he sealed it, that's unfortunate. Getting a little forced back here. Wait for that fire snake to go and then try and get out. Too close for comfort. We're doing pretty well. Even though Dark Orb doesn't have the burst damage, just nuke a Knight down and we can get him alone. It still tends to get the fight done fairly quickly, about the same amount of time as a melee weapon would take, because you get so many more opportunities to attack. And that's really nice. Finish this guy off. Okay, since it's Fire Snake, and then we gotta get out of this corner. Quickly now. Alright, we're fine. Alright, so now it's us against 4. That's pretty good. Sometimes you'll have 5 or even 6. 2 Pyromancers is not ideal, but it's pretty normal. Pyromancers are, unfortunately, usually the last to die. Fireball. Okay. Let's get that fire attack and move this guy out. Let's get out of this corner. Going for melee spell. Fine with that. That's uncommon, but pretty nice. So you let your Lurid Pyromancers out, we might be able to get some easy hits on them. I'll take that. I'll get out of the corner. No greed. Keep the patience. Keep guiding. That's the key to this fight. Ball. Okay, we're good. If they do a fire snake when you're trying to get out of a corner like that, it can get really rough. This is fine. Double fire snake, okay. Now this corner. So I'll space that one, then get out of the corner, okay. Let's get out. That will do. Yeah. Ooh, another melee spell. Okay. Alright, just 2 left. We're almost done. One more. Alright, now I want to talk about Ivory King. So, the plan for Ivory King is to switch to our rapier with full melee DPS rings. And we'll buff up, and we'll try and kill him before he enters phase 2. We should have plenty of DPS for that. Now, we have a choice to make at the start of the fight. We can fight him where he spawns, or we can try and lure him out into the center of the arena. If we fight him where he spawns, then we can guarantee that he never does an insta-charge, which is really nice. If you lure him out, then we have to be prepared to dodge the insta-charge, which can be very scary. But it does mean that we don't have to worry about falling off the edge of the arena or running out of space, so that's pretty good too. I'm going to try to lure him out, but if you're not confident that you can dodge the insta-charge, then it's preferable to fight him where he spawns. Alright, here we go. Get our rings. Again, full melee DPS. Full melee DPS. Buff. And then the fight begins. See if we get the insta charge. It is spooky. Hello, friend. Yep, that's the insta charge. We want to get in close to him. Okay. He has to jump back to do the charge if he's too close to you, so it's actually a very good opportunity to get hits in. You still have to watch for the quick attacks though, like that one. That's the quick stab, that's very scary. Yes, that's okay. Oh, the butt. Okay. We didn't get a lot of damage done here, actually. Unfortunate. But that's okay. We can fight in phase 2 a little bit. It's just not ideal. I missed a lot of attacks, but we got it. Whew. Scary. You'll almost always be able to get him killed before he gets into phase 2. That was a poor choice on my part. Disclaimer, in case I haven't said this already. I'm not good at this fight. You might be able to find some better tactics. I just do the best I can. But we got him. And that's that. We do have a lot of DPS. So if you don't whiff all your attacks like I did, you can probably kill him before he gets to phase 2. Phase 2 isn't much different than phase 1, so it's really not too scary. It's a lot of the same attack patterns. But still, you do want to end him before he gets there, if at all possible. Anyway, we're done. Next split.